Ballers fans. Are y'all ready? No, that's enough energy.
And a very good evening to you. Welcome back to Raimondi Park. It's the start of a new series. The Ballers at 3-3 taking on the 1-5 Grand Junction Jackalopes in a first for the Ballers. The first time they face the franchise from Western Colorado. I'm Tyler Peterson alongside Nevada Cullen. A interesting first series for Oakland. Highs and lows. Let's talk about them all. What did we like? What didn't we like?
Well, the highs were as highs of the peaks of the Rockies. Some really good I'm so sorry. Some really
We're getting
good
started early today,
offensive
folks.
performances by the Ballers. This is a Ballers team that has peaked as one of the best offenses in the league so far this season. Christian Almanza, Davis Druick, Marcus Titi Ali'i, just to name a few. Tremaine Cobb Jr., what a week he had. And then some really good starts as well. Reed Butts had the best one. But the defense, that's the lows, the valleys of that week for the Ballers were the defensive miscues, and they'll have to sharpen up here in week 2.
The Ballers, 2 games back of first for those interested this early. Again, it's a 48-game sprint, or excuse me, 48-game sprint for a playoff spot. Umpires exchanging lineups at home plate. And we are going to, in a very quick moment, turn it over to Mark Kahn, our public address announcer, to announce the Ballers' runouts.
Now time to announce the starting lineup for your Oakland Ballers. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 3, Tremaine Cobb. Batting second and playing right field, number 13, Lou Helmick. Batting third and playing third base, number 11, Davis Druick. In the cleanup spot, the second baseman, number 4, Danny Harris. Hitting fifth, the first baseman, number 29, Christian Almanza. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 15, Cam Buford. Hitting seventh, the left fielder, number 23, Marcus Titi Ali'i. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 2, Tyler Lozano. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 19, Darryl Buggs. And on the mound, number 14, Zach St. Pierre.
Thank you, Mark. We will now send it back down to the field for the performance of our national anthem. Singing the Star Spangled Banner tonight, Genesis Chambers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at this twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
wonderfully done on this Tuesday evening. And with the new team in town, a familiar manager, the lineup for the Grand Junction Jackalopes.
Frank Gonzalez is the man you speak of in his second stint, I should say, with the Grand Junction Jackalopes after managing them back in the mid-2010s. Zeb Rose is their leadoff man, the center fielder. Alex Pimentel, the right fielder, hits second. He is their leading hitter right now on a 6-game hit streak. Kendall Foster, left fielder, bats third. Evan Scavato, the former NoCo Owl, hits cleanup and plays DH. Mason Minzy, the catcher and former YOLO high wheeler, as well as Rocky Mountain Vibes player, catches and bats fifth. Matt Piotrowski, the second baseman, bats sixth. Robin Fernandez, the third baseman, in the 7 spot. EJ Dasco, the first baseman, bats eighth. And Isaac Nunez, shortstop, hits ninth for Frank Gonzalez's bunch.
On the mound for the Oakland Ballers is the right-hander Zach St. Pierre, an 0-1 record. He took the loss on Wednesday evening. 3 innings pitched, 8 runs allowed, but just 1 earned run. And for Zach, he allowed 7 hits, 4 strikeouts on the day, and just the walk. An ERA of 3. He'll get the start today. The defense behind him, it's Titiali'i in left, Bugs in center, Helmick in right, Druick at third, Cobb at short, with Harris at second and Almanza at first. Tyler Lozano is behind the plate. Ballers for the first time this year in Los Peleteros jerseys as they wear their white caps and pinstripe pants. Here's Zeb Rose. Zeb Rose, that's a new name for me, 25 years old from St. Louis, Missouri. Last played at Maryville University. A right-handed hitter, a left-handed thrower. So like Marcus Titiali in that respect. And the first pitch is a strike at the bottom of the zone at 6:37 p.m. St. Pierre from the windup. The next pitch is a fastball, a touch low and in for ball 1. This Jackalopes team took on the new-look Yuba Sutter High Wheelers in their first series, a series the High Wheelers took 5 games to 1. The next pitch is a slider that floats up. The Jackalopes are in their black Jakes jerseys, which is a whole nother talk in itself. The 2-1 on its way is popped up on the infield. Who has the best look? St. Pierre, Lozano? Who wants it? Someone better call it. It's Almanza in front of the mound for the first, if not a little bit shaky out of the start of the game.
Deep sigh of relief for the Ballers defense. Almanza had to cover a lot of ground from his position at first base to catch it on the third base side of the mound.
Here is Alex Pimentel. Pimentel, 23 years old from Anaheim, California. Just finished up his college season at the University of Las Vegas, Nevada last year. First pitch is outside and low for ball 1. Pimentel, 10 hits in 26 at-bats to lead this squad in hitting. Ground ball toward third, picked up by Druick. His throw across the diamond in plenty of time for the second out of the first. And when Zach St. Pierre is on, it's weak contact on the infield, both in the pop-up variety and the ground ball variety, and we've seen one of each so far today.
Yes, he's also at his best when he's not leaving stuff over the middle of the plate. That pitch was down in the zone and a little bit inside.
Here's Matt Piotrowski. Another new name as far as we're concerned. The first pitch is down low, and it's not because we didn't see the Jackalopes last year, so these are players we just don't know about. These are brand new first-time professionals. Piotrowski from Lancaster, California, 5'9", 185, and the pitch is hit toward Druick at third. It's right through his legs. I'm inclined to give that an error. We'll see what the official word is. It's a line drive at 98. It was right through him. We'll wait for the official ruling. The designated hitter, Scavato, will hit now. We recognize Evan Scavato from a member of the Northern Colorado Owls. Frank Gonzalez brought him over. A couple Owls as well. The first pitch fastball is right down, or seriously, right at the top of the zone for strike 1. St. Pierre set on the mound. Pitch on its way. Scavato fouls that out of play. Scavato batting .222, a home run and 2 RBI. 4 hits and 18 at-bats. 3 home runs by the Jackalopes in that series against Yolo's coming up. Yuba Sutter, excuse me. Scavato had 1 of those 3. St. Pierre set from the open stance, and the pitch on its way is a swing and a miss by Scavato. He swings through the breaking ball, and that ends the inning. A runner on, but nothing else for Grand Junction. We head to the bottom of the first. No score on 860 AM, The Answer. No score here in the bottom of the first. Oakland will take their first ever swings against this Grand Junction franchise. It'll be Cobb, then Helmick, and Druick. On the mound is the right-hander Joe Cuomo. 1 start for him thus far, 0-1. He allowed 3 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts against the High Wheelers in a start last week.
And Grand Junction's opening day starter will be backed by, in the outfield from left to right, Ponce, Rose, and Pimentel. In the infield from third to first, Fernandez, Nunez, Piotrowski, and Dosco. Minzy does the catching for the righty Cuomo.
And just like the Ogden series, a former YOLO catcher in this series. I think Mincy will get the lion's share of the starts this week. But we also saw Damon Maynard last year with NOCO, so 2 veteran catchers that we are familiar with. We do have that official ruling. It is an E5, and it may be looked at some point later, but right now it is listed as an E5 on Druick.
Druick's been poor defensively to start the year. He's still getting his feet set at third base. However, he's more than made up for it offensively, and he's due up third this inning.
Cobb batting at .467, leading the team with 14 hits, 4 doubles, and he's driven in 2. He has scored 8 runs from that leadoff spot. Cuomo into the windup, and the first pitch on its way is high for ball 1. That was at 86 on maybe a sinker from Joe Cuomo. The next pitch, the 1-0, is taken for a strike. Again, 86. A quick worker, to be sure. Gets the ball, gets on the mound. Let's go. The 1-1 on its way. Cobb fouls that back. Change up that time. It was left up.
Well, with Cuomo and Zach St. Pierre, this game could be over by, 7 o'clock.
1-2. Maynard, or rather, Minzy sets up high, and the pitch is tomahawked on the left field line. Foul. Ballers in the middle of the pack in the league, and at 500, 3-3 after their first week, it seems appropriate. The 1-2 pitch to Cobb, he takes down low in the dirt. 2-2.
Cobb among the league leaders in batting average, .467 through 6 games. That's 9th in the Pioneer League.
Cuomo's 2-2 on the way, and that's in the dirt, 3-2. So Cobb, the leadoff man, working the count as you want him to do. The payoff pitch from Cuomo. Here it comes. The kick and the pitch is swung on and tapped to the plate, foul. He was a little out in front of that pitch, and it looked like his leg gave way, but he was able to just get a piece of it to stay alive. 3-2. Minzy sets up inside. Another payoff to Cobb is high for ball 4, and Cobb draws the leadoff walk and makes the pitcher work for it as well on
8
8 pitches. I was going to say 9.
That's why you have me.
That's why I've got you. Here's Lou Helmick, who did have an impressive week with the bat. He's at .333, 2 doubles, a home run, and 6 driven in. The big German. The first pitch is a fastball high and away. So you have a man at the plate who played and was drafted in the German league versus a guy on the mound who went to play in the Italian league. Here comes the 1-0. This is the Pioneer League for you, baby. Helmig swings and fouls it back. I think he had a pitch to hit there and just sent it back the other way.
Well, it is a wide world of baseball, as you know, Tyler. We'll get to that segment.
We'll get to that later.
Later in the game.
I think world may be the operative word today, really. Cobb at first, a 1-1 count to Helmick, nobody out, no score. Next pitch is down in the dirt. Mason Minzy, who stopped that ball, he had a little bit of a resurrection in Rocky Mountain after getting let go from YOLO, and any catcher in this league will be second string behind Angel Mendoza. But he got a lot of good catching innings for Rocky Mountain. The 2-1, there goes Cobb. The pitch is swung on a miss. The throw down is going to be on a hop. It's a stolen base for Cobb. And just too far out in front of the bag, the shortstop, Nunez, had to take that ball. It's a stolen base for Cobb. That's his second and 4th in total for Oakland so far this year.
Well, Yuba Sutter took advantage of their former catcher. They were 14 of 15 against Minzy on the bags.
Well, Billy Horton always has a speedy team. It's a 2-2 to Helmick. And the pitch on its way is swung on and fouled away. Helmick, a pretty good 2-strike approach, that's for sure. In the series, he walked 5 times, only struck out 3 times. In fact, 4 members of the Oakland order walked 5 times in that first series. Can you venture a guess as Helmick gets a new bat?
Ooh, okay. Helmick, Santos.
Santos for sure.
Cobb?
No,
not quite. I don't want to say Druick.
Druick, and one more.
Buford? No, didn't play
Pat
enough.
Monteith.
How? That's amazing.
2-2 the count to Helmick. Cuomo to the plate, and it's swung on and missed.
Well, that's amazing because he only started 3 games.
Fastball at the bottom of the zone, and Helmick strikes out. Here's Davis Druick. Druick, a couple of home runs. Well, I should say a trio of home runs. He leads the team with home runs. 316, 3 home runs, 6 RBI. Not bad for your first week as a professional with the bat. First pitch on its way is a fastball high.
And those 3 home runs, good for 3rd in the Pioneer League. The leader plays for Missoula. You might know his name.
It may be Roberto Pena.
It is. He has 6.
Well, that's why he's going to be the player of the week. 6 home runs, come on. 1-0 to Druick. He takes down low. Roberto Pena, also the International Player of the Year in the league last year.
If it wasn't for Adam Fogel, he would have been the MVP.
Also a current Missoula paddlehead. 2-0 to Druick. Fastball high and away. I think you've got to call all 3 of Druick's home runs last week, which seems unfair to me.
Too bad?
Well, I got the O'Hara catch, and that was the one I really wanted.
That was awesome.
3-0 to Davis Druick. Let's see if he lets out some shaft here. Cuomo to the plate, and Druick takes all the way for strike 1. Your umpires tonight, it's Mike Blanchard behind home, Grant Myers at first, and Ricardo Rodriguez at third. Cobb at second, 1 out, no score in the bottom of the first. Cuomo comes set with 5 on the clock. It's a 3-1 to Davis Druick. Here's the pitch, and Druick fouls it back. 3-2.
Just missed that one. Pretty center cut, that pitch. Looks like Cuomo's living in the zone.
A slider there, or a cutter. It'll be another full count.
We'll say the pitches he's located in the zone have been pretty middle. Otherwise, he's gone north or south of the zone.
A pretty good shift with the shortstop's positioning, almost behind second base. The 3-2, Druick to left field. That's a base hit. It's down in front of the left fielder, and they're going to hold Cobb at third with this shallow play of the left fielder. Now the ball gets away, and going to second is Druick, and he is safe. And unfortunately, that's going to be an E7 as the throw hit the lip of the grass, and nothing Ponce can do about that in left. It's just the wrong part of the field to throw the ball.
Well, that shift will be short-lived against Druick, who immediately lined one against it into left field. Obviously, no one was going to catch that ball anyway, as Druick hustles to second on the missed throw.
Here is the second baseman, Danny Harris. A huge opportunity to drive someone in, second and third, and one out in the bottom of the first. The first pitch is swung on and missed. Change-up, and Harris swung out of his shoes there, dropped the backhand off the bat. Harris batting .350. He's driven in 3 already. No home runs yet. Takes a fastball high. And Minzy wants to challenge. Let's have a look. Now, don't forget, there is a new strike zone this year, the adjustable zone in TrackMan.
So it's high on Harris, who isn't the tallest player. He's 6 feet tall. If he's 6'5", that's probably a strike.
If it's a strike to Druick, but not a strike to Harris. The 1-1 on its way, and Harris swings at the ground ball to short. This will get a run home. The shortstop throws across a diamond, and it is scooped out by Dosko at first. It's an RBI ground out, 6-3, and Oakland has a 1-0 lead. Well, I'll say this much. In the first series, if Oakland scored first, they won. If they didn't, they lost.
Always better to score first and score in the first inning. And all things considered, good decision by Aaron Miles not to send Cobb on that single in the left field by Druick.
Here is Almanza, a runner at second, 2 away. The first pitch to Christian is a fastball off the plate. Almanza leads the team in RBI after a week with 10.
That is tied for 6th in the Pioneer League.
292, 2 doubles and 2 home runs. He's struck out 6 times, which is also tied for a team lead. Here's the 1-0 from Cuomo. A swing and a miss. A pretty healthy cut as well from Almanza, who swings through the off speed.
Nice to see the Ballers get a hit or driving a run with 2 in scoring position here in the first inning. If you'll remember Sunday, Tyler, 7 for 9 for the leadoff position.
1-1, grounded toward first. Dosko has the ball come up on him. He bobbles it momentarily, but goes to the bag. And that ends the inning. It's a run for Oakland, a run on a hit, an error, and a man left on base. We head to the second. 1-0 Ballers on 860 AM, The Answer. Top of 2, 1-0 Oakland. Minzy, Fernandez, and Ponce to bat. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. Our second series of the year. The Ballers will have 6 against the Grand Junction Jackalopes, and we hope you visit us at some point this series to take in a ball game at Raimondi Park. We do have some great promotions this week, and we'll have a special guest in the third to tell you a little bit more about what we're doing this week. Here's Mason Minzy, the catcher. Minzy was just 2 for 12 in the series in YOLO. He made 4 starts in Yuba Sutter, and the first pitch is a fastball high and away. A home run and 2 RBI for Mason Minzy.
You could say he played for the YOLO High Wheelers.
He's a former High Wheeler, of course. Former YOLO High Wheeler. Here's a pitch hit out to left field. TTI Lee is at the wall, and TTI Lee will watch that fly. Minzy takes a fastball the other way over the wall and left, and this game is tied. It's his second home run of the season.
Well, left field, opposite field home run for a left-handed hitter. Or Minzy actually a switch hitter. We've seen that story before already this season, and Minzy takes advantage of the shorter left field.
Well, that's just a guy not trying to do too much. That was a fastball 88, middle away, and he just took that one the other way. Now a ball hit to center with some juice. Back is Bugs. He's at the wall, and that one is definitely gone. That's almost 400 feet to dead center by Robin Fernandez.
Well, not a great two-pitch sequence there.
Yeah, almost the exact same spot as the previous pitch, and that one was rocketed out of here. Here's Johnwell Ponce. Back-to-back home runs to begin the second. Breaking ball is high. 2-1 Jackalopes here in the second. Swing and a miss on the fastball. That one better located right above the zone for Ponce. Ponce is from Vieques, Puerto Rico. 28 years old. Here's a ground ball hit to Cobb at short on 6 hops. He gets up, he gloves and throws, and it's in time for the first out. That's more St. Pierre-like on the ground ball. Here's E.J. Doskow. Doskow in the first series batted .231 with a double. No home runs, no RBI. First baseman from Tampa University, as well as a few other folks, sends this to right field. Moving back is Helmick. He's underneath it. He makes a one-handed catch for the second out of the second.
Well, a lot of fly balls here in the second inning, and they're traveling quite a bit. That one not quite as far as the back-to-back homers to start the inning.
Again on a fastball, though, and that fastball was pretty center cut. Here's Isaac Nunez, shortstop, 25 years old, from Altamont Springs, Florida. First pitch slider, touch high. You have a story about Isaac Nunez.
I do. I grew up, let's just say, knowing the name Isaac Nunez.
1-0 on its way. Fastball is low.
He moved to the Central Florida area where I played high school baseball. In high school, he ended up playing for Lake Brantley High School, which was always one of the best in Central Florida.
The 2-0 on its way now. Fastball high and in.
But, yeah, he was a pretty hyped commodity, so everyone knew the name Isaac Nunez in that Central Florida baseball community. He would end up playing for the Florida Gators for a year.
The 3-0 is a fastball down the middle. He is 1 for his first 21 at the Pioneer League level.
Ended up at Southeastern, which is a very good NAIA school in Lakeland, Florida.
But he's played in all 6 games previous. The 3-1, that is a touch low. It's a 2-out walk to Nunez, the 9th place hitter, who just has the 1 hit. So certainly not what St. Pierre wanted to do, and that'll bring up Zeb Rose. Zeb is Z-E-B. Rose is R-O-O-S. First pitch to Rose, fastball high and outside. Well, 10 steals for the Jackalopes team against YOLO. You talked about how many YOLO stole. Yuba Sutter. Let's say Yuba Sutter. 1-0 on its way, a half swing, and Rose goes around. It's 1-1.
There's an irony to this. We'll get it eventually.
We started with Team 12. And we went to YOLO. Now we're at Yuba Sutter.
Well, there was also, what, Northern California?
Northern California. The 1-1 on its way. Fastball outside by St. Pierre, who sort of fell off the mound a little bit at the end there. It's 2-1 Jackalopes here in the top of the second. Back-to-back home runs to lead off this inning. The next pitch on its way. A big cut and a miss at a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Is someone chewing grapefruit gum? I have a very strong odor of grapefruit. Oh, peach energy drink. Okay.
It's very strong.
2-2. It's a lovely scent, mind you. I just didn't know if someone put on some lotion all of a sudden.
No, I don't think Ben's balm is quite that strong.
2-2 to Rose. Line drive. Cobb makes the catch, and the inning is over. The Jackalopes, 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 solo shots, one by Mincy, one by Fernandez. They lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second on 860 AM, The Answer. It's the bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Jackalopes.
And it's time for this day in Oakland baseball history as we rewind to May 27th, 1995. In a complete game effort, Steve, I'm going to butcher this, Ontiveros limits the Yankees to 1 hit in the A's 3-0 victory at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The 34-year-old right-hander's bid for a no-no, spoiled by a 2-out 6th-inning single by Luis Polonia.
Also before my time. Cam Buford to lead it off against Joe Cuomo, who needed 26 pitches to get out of that first inning. Buford pops this up near first. Will this stay in? No, it's onto the concourse for the first strike of the at-bat. 26 pitches for Cuomo in that first inning. A couple of base runners, a run scoring on a Danny Harris RBI groundout. Buford is 6 for 18. He's batting .333. Next pitch is popped up. This is playable. The center fielder coming in, Rose. Does he see it? He is going to make the catch on a long run. Buford first out of the second.
Buford creates a lot of backspin. Unfortunately, that leads to a lot of pop-outs as he does there.
Well, it's also, we've seen twice 2 balls somewhat similar fall in as well.
That's true. So it can be beneficial.
Here's Marcus Titialii batting .333, 2 home runs, 8 RBI. Both of those marks second on the club. First pitch from Cuomo. He swings, hits a ground ball off of his foot. That's fielded at third by Fernandez. Titialii has the lone grand slam on the year for the Ballers.
Ballers hit, what, 7 last year?
I'd have to go back and check the notes. It was something like that. The 0-1 is in the dirt, 1-1.
Well, Trip Clark's at
YOLO
YOLO
was the final one.
Was the 7th.
The 1-1 on its way, a half swing. It's a called strike by home plate umpire Mike Blanchard. I believe Miles Jefferson's was the first in Rocky Mountain. The 1-2 to Titialii. That's down low and away. Quick worker is Cuomo. The 2-2 is swung on. This is in the air to center. Moving back is the center fielder. He is at the track. He stops, and he makes the catch for the second out.
TT Elite got a middle pitch right there and hit it 99 off the bat. So even though he got under it a little bit, it still went 344 feet to right center field, and with a little bit more on it, it would have cleared the wall.
I think it's fair to say he just missed it.
Yep.
Now Tyler Lozano. Tilo started half of the games in the first series, batting .273, no home runs and an RBI. Takes a first pitch strike right down the heart of the plate. Here comes the 0-1. That's the center field. This is hit well. Moving back is a center fielder, and he will put that away. 3-5 balls to center field, 3 outs in the inning, and a pretty easy second for Joe Cuomo. We head to the top of the third. It's 2-1 Jackalopes on 860 AM, the answer. Top of the third inning, it's 2-1. The Grand Junction Jackalopes leading the Oakland Ballers 2-3-4 for the Jackalopes against Zach St. Pierre. That's Alex Pimentel, Matt Pietrowski, and Evan Scavato. This is our first celebrity third inning of the year, something that I do want to use quite a bit. And for our first celebrity third inning of the year, I bring in one of the bigwigs. It's our co-founder, Brian Carmel. How we doing, Brian?
We're doing good, Tyler. Thanks for having me. I feel like that's a very loose definition of the word celebrity.
First pitch is fouled back by the bunting Pimentel. It's 0-1. The celebrity third inning, we're all celebrities in our own right. And you so much at this ballpark. You are stopped quite often on the concourse, I see. I think you are a bit of a mini celebrity here. The next pitch is down low for ball one.
Emphasis on the mini, but I'll take it. My mom, when she comes, which is quite frequently, does tell everybody that she's my mother. So, yeah, celebrity to somebody.
The 1-1 is a called strike at the knees. It's now 1-2. Well, Brian, there's a lot to talk about with some of the exciting things that are going on at Raimondi, the upgrades to the facility, the new types of entertainments. And the next pitch is swung on a half swing, a tag by Lozano, a first strikeout for St. Pierre. I want to talk about the great promotions that we have for this week specifically. We had Interfaith Night tonight. We had a nice performance before the game. But what else can folks look forward to this week?
Yeah, so it's going to be a great week at the ballpark here in the 6-game series. So tonight we got Interfaith Night. We just had a great gospel performance. And tomorrow night, it's Winning Wednesday. I think we're giving away a MacBook Air?
Yes, we are. I will be entering under an assumed name.
Yeah, you are disqualified from entering, Tyler, as an employee of the Oakland Ballers. So don't do that. But we're also honoring first responders tomorrow night, so that's going to be great. Get a lot of firefighters, a lot of our friends in the police force out here to the ballpark, and then rugby night Thursday.
Pop up on the infield off the bat of Pietrowski. It's going to be Cobb putting it away for the second out. So 2 quick outs with Brian Carmel on the night, and that's pretty good. 2 quick outs for you. But I know we do have some more local flavor when we hit the weekend, especially with our West Oakland night on Saturday. And I know that's very important to you.
Yeah, we got West Oakland night on Saturday. We're going to be honoring a lot of the folks who've helped make West Oakland what it is and helped make Raimondi Park and the other park programs thriving over the years. We're going to be honoring a West Oakland legend named Bill Patterson. Bill Patterson's a guy who I think at one point ran something like 25 park programs, recreational centers in Oakland.
Ground ball to third. Druick takes it on his left with the right hand, throws it across the diamond. Brian, that's a very quick 1-2-3 inning. I think you've got to be on the radio a little bit more. What we're going to do is we're actually going to keep it here during the break. Please continue about Mr. Patterson.
So, yeah, Bill Patterson, he ran 23 rec centers in Oakland, from the Oakland Zoo to Lake Merritt to Children's Fairyland to the Henry Kaiser Convention Center. He was the president of the NAACP in Oakland. So we'll honor Bill Patterson, I think, who's in his early 90s now, as well as Freddie Morris. Freddie, who works for the Parks Department, was instrumental in getting us Raimondi Park and helping us get through the city process. And, you know, Fred's the guy who came up to me after our announcement in November of 2023 and said, hey, do you guys want to play at Raimondi? So great to honor Bill and Freddie, and we'll have a lot of community leaders from West Oakland.
We touched on this a little bit when you were a guest on the San Jose broadcast, but this year two from year one was getting a lot of things off the ground to create a great community partnership. Now year two, the groundwork is set. There's a lot of great community partnerships that are now starting. Without saying too much about one or another, because there's so many we've got in the works, what does it just mean to you to know that this ball team is branching out in the way that you wanted it to?
I think it's important. I think it's the role that a professional sports team should play in a city like Oakland, as a connector, as a platform for like-minded, organizations that are value-aligned with the Oakland Ballers to be able to share their messages, to be able to get their word out. So that's what's going to happen at Raimondi Park all summer long.
3-3 after the first week. Satisfied or terribly dissatisfied?
Oh, honest answer, terribly dissatisfied. This is Oakland. We want to win a championship, Tyler. You know this. Are you satisfied?
No, I get your texts at 3 a.m. saying, what's happening? Yes, I know.
What's with our defense?
Okay.
It's going to get better.
Yes. It'll be Bugs leading things off. Brian, I do appreciate you stopping by, and thank you for the update. And we'll have you on again for our Celebrity Third.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Here's Bugs standing in to lead things off. 9-1-2 for Oakland here in the third. Cuomo fires in ball one to Darryl Bugs. Bugs was a late addition to the lineup. Michael O'Hara a scratch right after BP. So Bugs in center field, and he lines one into center. The center field coming in, going into a dive, and a great play made by Rose to catch that on the fly. He has made the last 4 outs all by himself. Boy, Darryl Bugs deserves more than that. 97 off the bat. Here's Tremaine Cobb. Jackalopes leading 2-1. Bases are empty here in the bottom of the third. Cobb looks at a first pitch fastball off the plate for ball one. Cuomo fires, and Cobb hits a line drive, base hit left field. You cannot keep this guy off the base.
You also can't get robbed by Rose in center if you hit it to left. So good swing by Cobb to be a little bit early there.
Here's Lou Helmick, who struck out in his first at bat.
Yeah, that on-base percentage north of 500 now for Tremaine Cobb.
Came into the game at 500, and he's already been on base twice in 2+ innings. First pitch to Helmick is low and out. You also got to call Helmick's home run, which I also was upset by.
Yeah,
you got all the good calls on offense
I
last
got basically all the home runs.
Here comes the 2-1 Noah, throw back to first, a soft one at that, and back to the bag is Cobb.
Now that I'm thinking about it, did you get to call a home run? Surely, yeah.
Surely.
Well, you got the knockout round homer.
I did get the knockout round home run. Here comes the 1-0 to Helmick. He takes a fastball for a strike. Did you have both of Almanza's?
Let me think about that.
8 home runs, and you had all of them? That would be a shame. The 1-1 to Helmick, that's off the plate.
I had Almanza's second.
You had both the TTLEs and all 3 of Druick's. So if you had Almanza's first, and we've got beef, my friend. It's a 2-1 to Helmick. The pitch on its way. He swings and misses.
I think you had Almanza's because that was the 3rd inning on Thursday.
Two and two now. Cobb at first, a 2-1 ball game that Grand Junction leads. Pitch on its way. That is off the plate and low, 3-2. Well, they've already set Cobb once, and he stole a base in the first. And even without a fantastic jump at that. The 3-2, there goes Cobb. The pitch is swung on, hit down the left field line. This is trending out of play, and it will fall on the warning track. Foul.
Yeah, it's smart to not go after that one. Fernandez might have had some trouble with the tarp there.
Helmick. Again, a pretty good 2-strike approach. He did strike out in the first. Let's see whether or not they send Cobb again. He runs. The pitch is swung on and again fouled away. Minzy's ready back there. He's coming up throwing, and it's back-to-back fastballs on 3-2.
Can't send Cobb again, can you? He's got to be out of breath.
Slight shift by the shortstop on the lefty, Helmick. The throw over, he's back to the bag. That's 2 disengagements now, and now Cobb can get an awfully big lead. Another 3-2. Cuomo waits. Cobb goes. The pitch is swung on, again fouled out of play. Cobb might be a little tired now.
I think Helmick might be a little tired now. 3 straight foul balls.
There is just the tiny bit of shadow on the field, but it is covering the home plate circle area. Another 3-2. Let's do the dance again. There goes Cobb. Here's the pitch. It's swung on, line to short. It's taken on the backhand by the shortstop. The throw to first is in time, and that avoids a double play.
Yeah, and it almost helped that become a hit because Nunez started slightly towards the bag and then made a nice backhanded stop on the liner.
So 2 outs for Druick. He has a man in scoring position. He singled to left in his first at bat. Now I think on a single to left, maybe Aaron Miles does send Cobb with 2 outs.
Yeah.
2-1. Grand Junction leads here in the bottom of the 3rd. Cuomo a double look to second. Now he throws, and Druick takes a fastball for strike 1.
Interesting, they're still shifted on Druick.
I think that with the shorter left field, they're going to trust Ponce to potentially throw Cobb out at the plate. The next pitch, fastball, that one's in the dirt.
I guess the alternative is having the second baseman and Piotrowski cover the bag for the runner, and I guess you'd rather have the shortstop hold the runner and make Druick hit it the other way.
Well, he does like to hit it the other way, that's for sure. Minzy sets up the other way, and that's off the plate. 2-1 with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. On deck is Harris, who brought the first man in with an RBI groundout. Cuomo, another double look. Now the pitch, Druick, a ground ball toward first. Doskow takes it on the backhand. He will toss to Cuomo, who covers in time for the final out. 3-1 on the putout. It's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. We go to the 4th. Still 2-1 Jackalopes on 860 AM, The Answer. Your line score through 3 innings on this Tuesday evening: 2 runs on 2 hits and an error for Grand Junction, 1 run on 2 hits and an error for Oakland. And for innings 4, 5, 6, and 7, Nevada Cullen on the mic. Nevada Cullen on the mic.
Thanks, Tyler. Oh, man. So ZSP, Zach St. Pierre, still going for the top of the 4th inning. He'll face Mason Minzy and Robin Fernandez first. They both took him deep in the 2nd inning. So let's see how this time goes. First pitch, a take at the top of the zone, 0-1. And that home run by Fernandez last time, who's on deck, was first pitch. So ahead of Minzy after the top of the zone strike. Now goes changeup. It gets challenged by Minzy, even though it looked like it was at the bottom of the zone. Minzy already challenged one as the catcher, and it's a confirmed strike. So Minzy has just caused Grand Junction from behind the plate to at the plate to go down to 1 challenge remaining for the final 5 frames. And now he just pops it up lazily on the infield. Zach St. Pierre wants it, and the pitcher makes the catch with his gold glove. And I mean that literally, 1 down. He has a gold mitt on his left hand with some fake gemstones.
Well, pitching coach Jim Diedrich, who always will back his pitchers, but he has long said that Zach St. Pierre is the best athlete on this team.
Hey, that is 100% true, as Robin Fernandez stands in from the left side. Misses high and outside. St. Pierre 1-0. Fernandez a home run his first time up on the first pitch he saw. 1 out, bases empty, 2-1. Jackalopes batting and leading. Outside 2-0.
I'll say this for the Minzy challenge at the plate. It's tough on him because it is a strike on TrackMan, but about the top 10th of the baseball is in the zone. But it is a strike, according to TrackMan.
Just clipped it. 2-0, cut and miss. Zach St. Pierre, you mentioned such an athlete after that pop out. He has told his coaching staff he'll do whatever he's asked. Swing and a miss. Swing and a foul back to the screen, I should say, 2-2. And that's how he ended up pinch running last year. He ended up scoring 4 times just because he is an athlete. He was kind of forced into it at first, and then later in the season, he embraced the role. 2-2. Gets the hitter, Fernandez, hit him on 2-2, not what St. Pierre was trying to do, and there's a runner on first with 1 out.
And that's too bad, really, because he was going after that at bat very effectively until that last pitch.
Just tried to go a bit too inside. It's a runner on first, 1 out. 2-1 Grand Junction, top of the 4th. And Johnwell Ponce at the dish. He grounded to short first time up. First toss bends in too high, 1-0. Ponce now 1 for 14 through 6 games with 7 strikeouts. He has been hit once. St. Pierre watches low, 2-0. Ponce, as Tyler mentioned, is from Puerto Rico. He played for Cariduros de Fajardo in Puerto Rico, which is their amateur league, for 7 years. Takes inside 3-0. He would then sign with the, he played in the Quebec Baseball League in Canada, and then ended up signing with the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League in 2023.
It'll take you a lot of places this game.
He takes a room service strike. It's 3-1 on Ponce.
I like that one.
Room service?
I like that one.
Again, just stolen from
Is it
somebody
on a
I know.
platter? Is that the idea?
Maybe. That's popped out to right field. Helmick jogs in and makes the squeeze. 2 down. I would imagine that's the intention. Again, I purely just stole that phrase from someone I know. Shout out Kyle Crooks, one of my mentors and the voice of Florida Gator softball, who will play in the Women's College World Series this upcoming week. If you're looking for a West Coast team to support, may I suggest the Oregon Ducks or UCLA Bruins?
I mean, you could suggest them.
Pitch outside, 1-0 on Dasco, who flew out to right his first time.
I'll say this much. St. Mary's went from having one of the lowest seeds in the WCC baseball tournament to winning the whole darn thing.
Yeah, that was awesome. Bounced foul by Dasco. 1-1.
Christian Almanza, a former Gale.
Dasco is a former Spartan. I believe it's Spartan, University of Tampa. Yeah. He was teammates with Braden Nelson there. 1-1 is just low, 2-1. 2-1 lead for the Jackalopes, top of the fourth. 2 outs, runner at first is Fernandez, who was hit by a pitch. Dasco a fly out in the right field last time. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That was 79 miles an hour. That was the changeup from Zach St. Pierre. Had a lot of run to it. Was very well executed, that pitch. Time is called before this 2-2 by Dasco, the batter. Dasco, the first baseman today for Grand Junction, who is hoping to win its second game of its last 3 after losing their first 4 to Yuba Sutter.
And they were all really good games, by the way.
2-2 in the dirt. Nice block by Lozano to keep the runner at first.
I think there was only one game that was a blowout, and they even took the game to a knockout round in one particular day.
Yeah, I don't actually. The Friday game, I guess, was a blowout because Sunday, even though they lost 14-4, it was close until late. But you're right, Thursday was the knockout round loss. Runner goes on 3-2, 2 outs. It's bounced foul. The man on deck, Isaac Nunez, was who Grand Junction turned to in the knockout round, and he did not fail them. He hit a home run. But Cuba Bess, who is making an early entrance into the Pioneer League All-Name team.
Nola Day. That's very interesting.
Another payoff, swung on and missed. ZSP blows it by him, 88, top cheddar for Zach. That's his 3rd strikeout, and he leaves a man here in the 4th. Let's go to the bottom half of the inning, 2-1. Ballers trailing the Lopes here from Raimondi Park. (2-1). Grand Junction leads to Oakland, bottom of the 4th inning. Nevada Cullen alongside Tyler Peterson. And let's venture outside this press box, outside this country, and across the Atlantic Ocean.
Ooh, okay.
For the wide world of baseball. That's right. Let's go to Italy, specifically Macerata. Now, I had never heard of Macerata before researching the team called Hot Sand Macerata Angels in Italy's Serie A, which is where Grand Junction starter, who's still on the hill, Joe Cuomo, pitched just last year. It's Cuomo against the righty Harris, so a righty-righty battle. And first pitch is bounced to short, and Nunez comes up with it, throws to first for out number 1 on pitch number 1. So Serie A is the top level of baseball in Italy. It has teams like Parma, San Marino, Bologna, who Cuomo played for before Macerata. And Macerata is a city in central Italy, located in the Marche region, southeast of San Marino. Elevation over 1,000 feet. So pretty high up there. Almanza the batter. First to him outside, 1-0. 2-1 the lead for the Jackalopes out of Grand Junction here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out, base is empty for Almanza. Grounded out last time, grounds this one through the right side, base hit. So Almanza has another knock. That is his 8th in 7 games.
I like the aggressiveness, too, from Almanza. That was fastball at the bottom of the zone. He says, I can get that, and pulled that right into right field.
Next up, Cam Buford. He's on a 4-game hit streak, but popped out to center his first time up. So a single through the right side for Almanza. He's at first with 1 out. 2-1 Ballers trail, bottom 4. First to Buford is a strike outside corner. Let's go back to Macerata, Italy, where the population is north of 41,000 as of 2017. 0-1. Buford takes in the dirt, 1-1. And we don't usually get to go outside the United States for Wide World of Baseball, so I thought I'd talk about some local cuisine, specifically their regional version of lasagna. Garfield just perked up. 1-1. Buford taps it foul. It is known as Vincis Grassi alla Maceratese. And it has...
Good try, at least.
I tried. Pork, beef, and lamb in the ragu. That is what is different about this specific lasagna. One-two pitch, line to second, double play chance, throw to first. 4-3 double play, turned by the Jackalopes. Buford lines out, and Almanza is doubled up, just leaning off the bag. And the Ballers go down 1-2-3 in the fourth, despite a hit. Let's go to the fifth, 2-1 Grand Junction over Oakland here on 860 AM The Answer. It's the top of the fifth inning. It's 2-1 Grand Junction over Oakland, and that means it's time for the question on The Answer. Take it away, Tyler Peterson.
We want to know, what is your favorite mythical animal? The Grand Junction Jackalopes, with their mythical animal namesake, what's your favorite?
What's my favorite mythical animal?
First of all, let's admit to the fans what you said during the break.
I thought a jackalope was real. I don't know what I was saying. Maybe I was confusing them with antelopes, which are real.
Antelope is a type of deer, my friend.
Well, they're real. The first from St. Pierre swung on a miss by Nunez, 0-1. I've got the whole press box laughing at me.
Did you know the national animal of Scotland is a unicorn?
Well, Scotland living with their head in the clouds, I guess. 0-1 breaks in a little too high and tight. 1-1 on Nunez, who walked his first time. Well, I think back to to Greek mythology.
Go ahead,
Tyler. It's hard to pick a favorite, though. There's so many great ones. 1-1 is ripped into left field, and Isaac Nunez has a base hit. That is just his second hit in 22 at-bats. But he's reached both times tonight from the 9 spot.
Are you kind of a Minotaur guy? A satyr?
Minotaur. I like centaurs.
Centaurs?
I think I'll have to pick centaur here.
Yeah.
Just because I have... Did you ever read the Percy Jackson series?
I did not. I never had the pleasure.
Okay. Zeb Rose squares and drops down a bunt left of home plate. It's foul, 1-1.
That I'm surprised by.
Well, Rose did come in hitting just .214, and he was 0 for his first 2 today.
Runner at first, no outs. That I'm surprised by.
He could have just been trying to bunt for a hit. He was unsuccessful, though.
We saw a lot of bunts by Ogden in that first series.
A square, and he pulls back again, this time, 1-1. Maybe word got out that the Ballers struggled to defend the bunt in the opening series.
I think the word did get out.
See if Rose squares again on 1-1. He does not, and he's hit by the pitch, and that's just what he does best. Zeb Rose is a hit-by-pitch machine. Tied for second in the PBL with 4 hit-by-pitches entering today. That's the 5th time he's been hit. He holds the Missouri State high school record for times being hit by a pitch with 23. So Rose gets the free pass, and there's 2 on with none out.
Nevada deep cut Cullen.
Squaring this time and dropping it down towards the pitcher. Now St. Pierre throws to first. It's a good one. So it's Pimentel who ends up sacrificing both runners over. Nunez to third, Rose to second. So a successful sacrifice. 2 in scoring position with 1 out for the Jackalopes, leading 2-1, top of the 5th. Here's Piotrowski. First to him, broken bat liner, foul of third. Piotrowski today is 0 for 2. Reached on an error and popped out. I believe that might have broken the bat. So Piotrowski gets the new lumber. Trying to build this narrow lead. Infield drawn in for the Ballers against Piotrowski. He takes a strike on the outside corner, and he won't challenge because the Jackalopes are down to just 1 challenge. I'll admit it was actually a strike according to TrackMan, just nipped the outer edge. Excellent pitch by St. Pierre as he tries to strike out Piotrowski with second and third and just 1 out. His pitch is bounced on the infield. Play could come home. Druick goes to first with it, and he really just got to it too slowly. It allows Nunez to score. It's 3-1. It's a 5-3 ground out and an RBI for Piotrowski.
Well, all of his motions were wrong to come to home plate. So if he threw home, it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
But the play is at home. So based on what he did, he made the right play based on what he did, but he made the wrong play based on how he should have played the ball.
Well said. Infield back now, 3-1. And first pitch flown into right field, broken bat. Helmig makes a little leap and makes the grab for out number 3. But Grand Junction adds another, and they lead 3-1 as we head to the home 5th here from Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 5th inning here from Oakland. 7-8-9 to face Joe Cuomo. It is 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run in the top of the inning for the Grand Junction Jackalopes. And while we have some time, I guess we'll open back up Nevada's culinary curiosities here in the top of the bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler, what are you munching on?
Some lovely chicken tenders and fries given to us by our own Miles, our food and bev extraordinaire.
Yeah, Miles does a great job. The chicken this year at Raimondi Park is to die for. I have it every game, essentially. Post-game, that is. TTLE takes a first pitch strike inside from Cuomo. 0-1. Delano's Culinary Curiosities official review. 0-1 is low, 1-1. This is a 10 out of 10. This chicken is the best ballpark chicken out there. And if you haven't tried it yet at Raimondi Park, you should. 1-1, maybe a foul tip. Either way, it's a strike. It bounced, though, so it will go down as a foul ball. So it's 1-2 on TT Ali'i. First time up, flew out to center. This time takes high and tight, 2-2.
I want to describe TT as a Frank Gonzalez player. By that I mean he's the kind of guy Frank scouts big numbers at small schools, hidden gems.
Ground ball, third base. That's over the bag, but called foul. Oof.
That was
one.
really close. I think that did go over the corner of the bat.
It looked fair to me. Interesting. There's no argument though from the Ballers. I don't think you can't really change the call now. It's still 2-2 on TT Ali'i. Maybe he can elevate and celebrate instead. Takes high and in, 3-2. What's better than a ground ball down the line? A home run over the fence, and TT Ali'i had 2 of them in the Ogden series and 8 RBI. Payoff. TT Ali'i pops up behind home. The catcher, Minzy, tosses the mask and has room, makes the one-handed squeeze, and it's a foul out for TT Ali'i, 1 down. Tyler Lozano next. And Lozano, first time, flew out to center field. It's been a busy day for Rose out there. He robbed Bugs back in the 3rd inning. Bugs on deck here with Lozano batting. Righty-righty matchup with 1 down. Lozano swings and flies one to center field. And Rose has another put out from the Ballers center fielder. 2 down. Ballers catcher, I should say. So another quick out for Cuomo. He is rolling at this point. 67 pitches to get through 4 2/3. Now faces Bugs with 2 down.
Bugs might have had the hardest hit ball of the day, too.
Yeah, he smoked it to center field. That was, 95 plus off the bat? 97 from Bugs. And he slices this one in the air right field. This one falling foul and does touch Clay. 0-1 on Bugs. 2 for 7 in the series against Ogden. Both hits coming on Thursday. His first 2 career knocks. The 22-year-old from Atlanta, Georgia. He'll be 23 soon. June 9th, 2002 is his birth date. We keep climbing through the 2000s for professional athletes. We keep getting more and more close to the 2010s. 0-1. That's chopped foul of 3rd, 0-2. Of course, soccer players go pro much younger, so I believe we have professional soccer players born in the 2010s at this point, which is just unbelievable.
If you're a 16-year-old, coming up soon.
Insane. 0-2. That's yanked just a bit outside, 1-2.
I can say there was not any player that attempted the uncaught pitch rule across the league the whole first week.
We'll see if it comes out in week 2. 3-1, Ballers trail, bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, bases empty. 1-2 is bounced to 3rd. High hop off of Fernandez and into left field. It's a base knock for Darryl Bugs, and he's trying to hustle this out for a double. Slides in head first, safe. A 2-out, 2-bagger that just popped over the head and glove of Fernandez at 3rd. So Bugs has his first extra base hit and shows off the wheels in doing so. Runner at 2nd. And Jermaine Cobb is next. And the debut in Oakland of the new Grand Junction pitching coach, Carter Linton. Who is Carter Linton? Why don't you tell the audience?
I think Carter Linton pitched in every game that the Owls threw last year. I want to say he, Dalton Ross, and Dutch Landis faced the Ballers every single day.
Wow. Carter Linton, up to the stats I had, so through the first 2 series against Oakland, had 4 appearances and allowed just 2 hits in those, a walk, 2 walks, I should say, and 4 strikeouts. He is a pretty good. He was a pretty good pitcher in his day. He at one point was leading NOCO in appearances. I didn't bother updating his stats because he's no longer a pitcher. But he spent 2 years in NOCO with Frank Gonzalez at the helm, and he follows his former manager to become his assistant as a pitching coach. He faces leadoff man Tremaine Cobb here. 2 down, runner at second, tying run at the plate, home fifth. Dancing at second is Bugs. Cobb takes a changeup inside, 0-1. Bugs had a huge secondary off of the second base bag. The second baseman, Piotrowski, holding him. Cobb at the plate has reached twice, single and a walk with a run scored today. Cobb takes a breaking ball high, 1-1. And finally, a chance for Cobb to get another RBI. He only has 2, despite 15 hits on the year because he's been hitting leadoff. But Bugs from the 9 spot gets on with the double with 2 outs. The 1-1 from Cuomo. Cobb takes in the dirt, 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they pitch around Cobb here. He's a more likely threat to drive in a run than Helmig at this point in the game, as Helmig is 0 for 2, the lefty on deck. Two-one count, long wait before coming set for Cuomo. He kicks, and he has the runner held up between second and third. Bugs needs to sprint. Pitcher did the right thing in running at him. Bugs now moving towards third base, goes back to second. Fernandez chasing, and now the tag will be applied by, I believe, Piotrowski, as he is picked off, and that is how the 5th inning ends. Cobb is going to lead off the 6th as Bugs is picked off. So the Ballers send 3 to the plate and do not strand a runner despite the 2-out double in the 5th. We go to the 6th, 3-1 Grand Junction over Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Here in the 6th inning, Grand Junction leads 3-1. Zach St. Pierre still out on the mound for Oakland. He has thrown just 61 pitches. So top of the 6th, Mason Minzy, a home run against St. Pierre and also popped out to St. Pierre today. So he's 1 for 2. First pitch, breaking ball high, challenged by Lozano. It's overturned to a strike, so Lozano's 1 of 1. Ogden's 0 for 2 today, comparatively in challenges. So it's 0 and 1 on Minzy. Lozano making sure that top of the zone pitch gets called next time with that challenge. Now a swing and a miss, and instead of being behind in the count 1-0, it's all of a sudden 0-2. St. Pierre has gotten way ahead. The 0-2 is outside, 1 and 2. It's time to see where are they now. Let's look at some former Ballers and how they've done either today or over the past few days. Swing and a miss. Zach St. Pierre gets Minzy to strike out. Minzy had homered off him in the 2nd. St. Pierre strikes him out to start the 6th. 1 down, base is empty. 3-1 lead still for Grand Junction. as Fernandez, who homered back in the second, stands in. He has been hit since then and is 1 for 1 there for today. First high and outside, 1-0 on the batter, Fernandez. Now a half swing, a sword from Fernandez, and it's 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Nice count for Fernandez. Native of La Habana, Cuba. 2-1, bent in, big breaker from St. Pierre, 1-2. Two count. St. Pierre works from the windup. And that is cranked to right field. Helmig on his horse. He'll watch it bounce off the wall on a one hop. Helmig chucks it in. It's over the cutoff man as Almanza picks it up on the infield, the first baseman. So after getting him 2-2, CSP loses Fernandez. He has now gotten 2 extra base hits today, home run and a double. Double to right field with 1 out brings up Ponce, who is 0 for 2 in this ballgame. So I mentioned it's time for Where Are They Now? Let's look at the American Association. Pitches a strike, bent in from St. Pierre to Ponce, 0-1. Former ballers Dante Stewart and Trip Clark got the win today for Lake Country. They are now 10-5 in the American. 0-1, high pitch, did he go? Grant Myers sees the appeal and says ball 1. He did not offer. Trip Clark was 0 for 1 today. He did not get the start. But Dante Stewart, 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Homering, his first of his American Association career. Pitches bounced to short. 1 high hop for Cobb, who had to battle the sun to make the play, and fires it over to first for out number 2. And because Fernandez saw the ball hit in front of him, he had to stay at second base.
That's a very high degree of difficulty there for Cobb, who, as you said, could have easily missed it from the sun there, but is able to stay with that ball.
So 2 outs. Dosco batting from the right side. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. First toss is a breaking ball, high in the zone, 0-1. No doubt a result of that challenge earlier by Lozano. Hey, we've got some Brett Barrera action finally, the former baller.
What do we got?
Versus the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. 1 for 3 with an RBI today. And that pitch is rocked to left field. It is caught! Titi Ali'i lost the shades, but saved a run. Great grab out and left to end the top of the 6th. Fernandez gets the 1-out double, but is stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ballers trailing Grand Junction 3-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. Nice play by Marcus Titiali'i to end the top of the 6th. Sliding play out and left. It is 3-1 Grand Junction over Oakland. About to call alongside Tyler Peterson. Hey, Ballers fans, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and an auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. Top of the lineup for the Ballers here in the bottom of the 6th. If they want to make a game of this, I mean, it is a game. If they want to tie things up or take the lead, now might be the time with Cobb, the top of the lineup. He takes low for a strike, nothing in one.
This feels like a 2024 game. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I do exactly. 0-1. Cobb takes low and outside. Explain, though, for those at home.
Well, I will say that the games we saw in the first week did not feel like the ones we saw last year. This feels like a game we saw last year.
Next to Cobb, high, 2-1. Thought the catcher wanted a challenge there, but they only have one challenge left, Grand Junction. Yes, low score, good defense. Ground ball, second base. Backhanded by Piotrowski on a couple hops. His throw to first in time for out number 1. And good pitching. Cuomo and St. Pierre have been efficient today.
Yeah, the pitching duels that we saw last year with some of the starters. 6 strong innings from St. Pierre today. He probably is done after those 6, but you want to talk about a quality start? That's a quality start.
Here's Lou Helmick. 1 down, base is empty. Ballers trailing 3-1 in the 6th. First to Lou is hit foul back to the screen. Nothing in 1. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. And St. Pierre, I mean, more than just a quality start, a big bounce back from his first start of the year. 0-1 on the outside corner on Helmick. Nothing in 2. That one looked outside. Helmick on a 4-game hit streak, just 1 for 5 Sunday, and takes in 1 and 2. His best game of the Ogden series was Friday, going 3 for 4 with a solo homer in the 3rd, giving Oakland its first lead of that game. And Helmick cranks one in the air to right field here. Way in goes Pimentel. And the right fielder makes the grab. 2 down. That one had some serious hang time. I mean, look, a lot of NFL teams go elsewhere for their punters in terms of maybe Australia and some other countries. Well, I don't know if Germany's known for their punters, but Helmick got some hang time on that one. Frank Gonzalez comes out and goes to the pen. That's it for Cuomo. He was spectacular, 5 2/3. And Grand Junction will go to a new arm to try to protect this 3-1 lead. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, the new pitcher for the Jackalopes. We'll tell you who it is when you come back here on 860 AM The Answer. New arm is Ty Atkins for the Grand Junction Jackalopes, up 3-1, 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. Atkins pitched Friday at Yuba Sutter, went an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 earned, and a strikeout. 2 games so far, 6.75 ERA, 1 1/3, 1 hit, an earned run, a walk, a hit by pitch, a strikeout. Just hadn't seen much action yet. He is a lefty from Hawaii.
I guess a lefty specialist, too, if he's coming in against Davis Druick. But Joe Cuomo, 5 2/3, 4 hits, a run which was earned, a walk, and a strikeout. That's a really, really good start in the Pioneer League.
Cuomo was excellent. Atkins hoping to preserve the lead. Druick is 1 for 2 today. 2 out, space is empty, bottom 6, 3-1 Grand Junction in the opener of this series against Oakland. First from Ty, the lefty curls in a strike. He's got that sidearm delivery, and a lefty like Druick has got to have his head spinning right here, seeing that release point. Next is way outside.
That's even below Javi Lopez territory. I don't even know who that is. It's like Bragg Ziegler, but from the left side. It's like Byung-Hun Kim.
Tyler with the deep pulls. Deep pull Peterson. Druick cut and a miss. 1 and 2, 2 outs. Druick grounded out to first last time. Single to left in his first AB. 3 homers, tied for, well, has the team lead. Druick tried to check his swing. It won't matter. It's called a strike. That pitch at the bottom of the zone, and Druick is down looking. So entering the game is Atkins. He gets his man with the strikeout looking of Druick. We go to the 7th. Oakland trailing the Grand Junction Jackalopes 3-1. You are listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Another new arm, this time for Oakland here in the 7th. Instead of Zach St. Pierre, it will be Chewy. Connor Richardson enters for Oakland. Chewy out of Grand Forks, North Dakota. Right-hander, 6'4". Has pitched in 3 games this year. 4 innings, just 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout, a 0 ERA in 4 innings pitched against Ogden. First pitch to Isaac Nunez, the 9-hitter, grabs the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Well, we said it was a quality start for Zach St. Pierre. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. He also hit a batter.
Next to Nunez, the righty from the righty Richardson is too tall, 1-1. Time to look at the scoreboard in the Pioneer League. And we've got a tight one in Ogden.
Interesting games.
1-1. Is popped into left field, pretty deep into left center, but Titi Ali, the left fielder, wants it and makes the squeeze with his right hand. The lefty thrower makes out number 1. So in Ogden, it is Yuba Sutter 8, Raptors, who the Ballers just tied in a series, 3 games apiece, 7. So 8-7 High Wheelers over the Raptors in Utah. Top of the 6th in Great Falls, it's 11-5 Boise, who struggled out of the gate. First pitch outside for a strike on Roos. Idaho Falls, the Chuckers having a great start to the season, leading Billings 11-9, high scoring in the bottom of the 6th.
It's their opening day.
0-1 is hit foul off to the right. And then Glacier on the road at Missoula, winning 8-2. Range Riders going to the Champ Series last year after beating Missoula on their way there. Those are your scores from around the Pioneer League. It's only 5 games. Am I missing one? Oh, yes. Right, the doubleheaders.
Oh,
No.
excuse me. Yes, you're correct.
Foul ball off to the right again, 0-2. So Rocky Mountain and Northern Colorado not playing today because they played some doubleheaders last week. Still 0-2 on Roos, who was 0-2 with a hit by pitch today. Richardson settles at the chest, kicks and fires, swinging a ground ball. Cobb on a couple hops. Fields fires on target. 2 down.
Well, this is a game that I think is right now frustrating for Oakland because it feels like it's right there for them. There was not a game like this last week where it was so close for this long, and they didn't have a say in trying to come back. They came back in a few games and made it closer. This one is right there, a bloop and a blast.
There's some irony there for sure as the first pitch is high to Pimentel, 1-0. 2 out spaces empty, 3-1. Jackalopes, who last week against Yuba Sutter felt the exact same way, I'm sure. We talked to Frank Gonzalez before this. They just could not get the big hits when they needed it. That bends in from Richardson, top of the zone, 1-1. Grand Junction ended up going 1 for 5 in the series against the defending champs. Oakland splitting their series against the Ogden Raptors. 1-1 pitch to Pimentel is hit back to the screen, 1-2. He's 0 for 2 today.
That was that same breaking ball. That one hung, but it never came down, which is why Pimentel went after it, and he still couldn't hit it.
1-2 is Richardson hunting his first K. He only had 1 in the Ogden series, and he misses just above the zone there, just north. 2 balls, 2 strikes on for Connor Richardson on Pimentel, who had a sac bunt last time up, struck out back in the 3rd, grounded out his first time. And a foul tip into the mitt of the catcher Lozano from Connor Richardson, who does have a strikeout to end the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Time to stretch here from West Oakland. It's Grand Junction 3, Oakland 1, as we head to the home 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 7th. Ballers trailing the Grand Junction Jackalopes by a score of 3-1. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Oakland. Big inning, Tyler, here for the Ballers, trying to get to this Grand Junction bullpen.
And they're going to leave in Ty Atkins at least to start the inning against Harris, and likely to stay in for Almanza, who's due up second. But beware, Reese Miller lurking soon. And you know that Frank Gonzalez likes going multiple innings with his closers.
So Atkins to face Harris, then Almanza. Maybe that's it. Buford is in the hole for the Ballers. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Grand Junction. Nevada Cullen alongside Tyler Peterson. Thanks for tuning in on your Tuesday evening. Lefty pitcher, righty hitter. First to Harris is zipped low for ball 1. So Grand Junction in their series against Yuba Sutter, if you flash back to Thursday, they led 5-3 after a quality start by Egloff, who will start later in this series for Grand Junction. That's grounded to short. Hop for Nunez. Throw to first is picked out. Nice play by Dosco. 1 down. Harris grounds out to short for the 3rd straight time today.
He's been consistent.
Here's Almanza
Here is
Correction.
not Almanza, actually.
This is Pat Monteith. Pat Monteith pinch hitting for Almanza. Well, this is their pinch hit specialist, Pat Monteith. Monteith is 3 for 3 so far as a pinch hitter in his Ballers career. All 3 of his professional hits at this point have been from pinch hit scenarios.
And this, I would imagine, is a flip-flop, but we'll see.
Meaning you think he comes right out? Monteith takes in.
I can see that, especially with a righty. Nothing but righties after Atkins, and Almanza maybe getting one more at bat.
Monteith, 23 years old, from Charleston, South Carolina. 1-0. Takes a strike, center cut. Almanza was 1 for 2, but with the matchup advantage for Atkins, Aaron Miles pulls the plug on Almanza temporarily. 1-1. Monteith, way out of here. An absolute moonshot to left. 384 feet later, it clangs off the roof of the brick building, and Pat Monteith brings Oakland within 1 with his first career bomb.
Whatever it was, it hung at 72.
Aaron Miles is only in his 2nd year as the Oakland Ballers manager, and safe to say he's fitting in just fine. He makes the move to a righty in Monteith, and he knocks Atkins out of this ball game. New pitcher for Grand Junction in a moment. Ballers get within 1 on the solo bomb by Pat Monteith. It's 3-2 Grand Junction here in the home 7th. 1 out. We'll tell you who the new arm is when you return on 860 AM The Answer. The new pitcher for the Grand Junction Jackalopes. Tyler, you might have to walk me through what just happened there as Schaummer's throwing his warm-up pitches. Mark Schaummer's the new arm for the Jackalopes.
Well, we got the little slide whistle going from the crowd, and Mason Minzy little double pump to upset the crowd's timing. And everyone in that scenario liked it, including the whole of D-backs infield, or the who are they? The Jackalopes infield.
We've called them NOCO and Arizona in the span of 2 minutes.
Well, Ty Atkins, I'll give you his line at least. 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So now Buford hits that ball to right. That's a base hit.
A lot happening. Everything it took a left turn when my red pen decided to stop working, Tyler. Oh. Cam Buford with a single off the new pitcher, Atkins. First pitch, ambush through the right side. And now the go-ahead run at the plate for the Oakland Ballers here in the bottom of the 7th. First to Titiali'i is outside. 1-0. And Marcus has had some big hits lately, Tyler.
Mark versus Marcus here.
1-0. TT Ali'i takes a breaking ball just a shade off the dish, 2-0. So TT Ali'i, 2 homers in the series against Ogden Friday and Saturday. 4 RBI in both of those games. Facing Schammer with a 36 ERA in just an inning pitch this season. Misses outside, 3-1. 3-0, rather. Schammer committed 2 balks Sunday at Yuba Sutter. 4 earned runs, and the crowd chanting ball forward to a guy who had 3 free passes in 2/3 of an inning Sunday. There's a strike, 3-1.
First overall pick in the Florida camp, Zach DeVito warming with intent in the Jackalopes bullpen.
Schammer just trying to avoid the worst possible scenario here. 3-1 is a strike on the low outside corner. Really good pitch by Schammer. A pitcher's strike for sure. Glanced the outer black. So the crowd will make some noise before this 3-2 pitch. Schammer from the stretch. Runner goes. It is inside, ball 4. TT Ali'i smartly draws the walk. TT Ali'i walked just 2 times in the Ogden series, and here it will not be Tyler Lozano. He'll be pinch hit for by his old buddy Dylan Tatum.
No, that's Isai Santos.
Wrong number.
But this means that Almanza is out of this game. That was a straight swap, unless Santos is a one and done. Actually, I don't know what this means.
We'll take it one thing at a time.
I think Santos is one and done, and that Monteith is also one and done. That's what I think.
Okay. So Aaron Miles turns to Santos here, who, Tyler, we've been talking about it. He is due. The way he has been approaching these at-bats, Santos with just 1 hit in his first 9 pro at-bats, as Grand Junction will meet on the mound here. Santos just 1 for 9, but 5 walks. He's been having productive at-bats left and right, and just missed a grand slam the other day.
He is not putting him up there to bunt right now. This is a guy who he pinch hit for in the 9th inning of a game the Ballers were down in, and who got a base hit and later came around to score. This is a spot where he's saying, go tie this game for me.
Or take the lead the way Santos was swinging the bat. He had 10 home runs in 2024. Point Loma. Santos, who attended the open tryout in March here at Raimondi, then selected with the 11th pick of the PBL Arizona tryout draft. Designated 26th player, made the team after making the team in spring training. He is the 26th man and is looking to put the Ballers in front for the first time since the first inning. It's 3-2 Grand Junction. 2 on, 1 out. Righty pitcher Schammer. Lefty batter Santos. First toss, drills him. Bases loaded for the Ballers.
Wow.
90 feet away is the tying run with just 1 out here in the 7th.
That is about as bad as that first pitch could have gone for Schammer.
I'm sure that's what the pitching coach, Carter Linton, said to Schammer when he went out to the mound. Yeah, just hit him. No, obviously not the case. And it's not worst case scenario yet for Grand Junction, but with Buggs standing in and the bases loaded, worst case scenario could happen right now. First pitch bounced, left side, knocked down by the shortstop Nunez. It's an infield hit, and the bases are still loaded with 1 out. Tie game. Darryl Buggs comes through.
Buggsy's been swinging like that early in the count all game. He was looking for a first pitch in the zone. He got it, and he's just tied this game. Nunez just kept this game tied by stopping that on the infield, too.
You're absolutely right. It would have scored TT Ali'i from second. Instead, it only scores Buford. Now TT Ali'i at third. At second is Santos. At first on the RBI single is Buggs, and that'll do it for Schammer, who just did not have it today. He hasn't had it in any of his first 3 starts for the Grand Junction Jackalopes. The former Ogden Raptor exits here in the 7th. We'll see the 3rd pitcher of this inning next. We'll tell you who it is when you return. 3-3 Grand Junction in Oakland here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases still loaded, 1 out. Mark Schaumer enters and fails to record an out. We are now tied in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs across in this frame for the Ballers. Still 1 out and the bases loaded for Tremaine Cobb. He will face the first overall pick in the 2025 Florida tryout camp, Zach DeVito of Lithia, Florida. He went to the University of Georgia after playing at Tulane. And DeVito, in 2 2/3 innings this season, has given up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He has hit 2. Last pitched Sunday at Yuba Sutter. So he's not fully rested. And he will face Cobb, who is trying to put the Ballers in front for the first time since the first inning when he scored the first run. Big spot here, Tyler.
Something to the outfield. That is the ask.
Corners pinched, middle back to turn a double play. First to Cobb in the dirt. Important stop by Minzy, 1-0.
Right now, this crowd is kind of bullying the pitchers on the mound with the slide whistle through the inning. And there was one ball DeVito threw past Minzy, and everyone laughed. It's very reminiscent of a little bit of English hooliganism, I think.
DeVito, Frank Gonzalez calls him a top college back at the end bullpen type arm that they acquired after he finished at Georgia. Cobb takes a strike, 1-1. He's been as high as 95 according to Frank. Fastball with a plus breaker, so watch out for that breaking ball. It's 1-1 on Cobb, who is 1 for 2 today and takes high and tight 2-1.
He has a very fast motion on the mound. It all comes very quickly. And if it's in sync, it's good. If it's not, you can lose a little bit of the handle. We've seen a couple pitches at 90 so far. Cobb took that good breaking ball for that strike 1.
2-1 pitch with the bases loaded in a 3-3 game. DeVito comes home. Cobb takes outside, 3-1. Nowhere to put him. A walk puts the Ballers in front. TT Alii wants to touch home. He walked in this inning. He's at third. Santos at second. Bugs at first. Crowd chanting. Ball 4. 3-1 pitch. Cobb swings, rifles it off the glove of the third baseman. Everyone's got to go. The throw comes home. It is out at the plate. I don't know why. He tried to tag him. The force was there. And Aaron Miles is now talking to Mike Blanchard, the home plate umpire. There is 2 down. And Aaron Miles will not win. It's a short argument. And the play goes 5-2 as Cobb reaches on the fielder's choice. Great play by Fernandez to save a run and keep this game tied.
Yeah, I think Minzy got a little too caught up in the action on the dive by TT Alii. He had to all just touch home, and he did in time.
Bases still loaded. Here's Lou Helmig. First pitch bounced slowly right side. Piotrowski throws to first, and he gets the out. We are still tied going to the 8th. The Ballers cannot take the lead, but they do tie the game. Home run by Pat Monteith, his first of his career, and a Darryl Buggs RBI single ties the game at 3. Let's go to the 8th. 3-3 your score. Grand Junction in Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Some changes here before the top of the 8th inning as the Ballers reset their defense. It is first base is Almanza as Almanza enters the game, re-enters the game, I should say. at first base. So that means Monteith exits the game. Sancho stays in the game and plays right field. Helmig exits the game. Dylan Tatum is the new catcher hitting second. And a new pitcher for Oakland. It is Caleb Franzen, the lefty, to face Piotrowski. You got all those changes? Good. 3-3 game, top of the 8th. Here's Tyler Peterson.
The first pitch from Franzen is popped up, and that is out of play. Matt Piotrowski against Caleb Franzen, his second appearance for the Ballers since getting claimed off waivers by the Glacier Range Riders. 2 clean innings the other night, hitless. He allowed a walk and 2 strikeouts. Next pitch on his way, fastball off the plate. It's 1-1. For Connor Richardson, a 3-up, 3-down 7th. What we almost can expect from Chewy. The 1-1 on its way. Piotrowski fouls that sharply into the stands. It's 1-2. 92 from Franzen on the left hand. Piotrowski is 0 for 3 today. He reached on an error. Franzen comes set. A 3-3 game in the top of the 8th. The kick and the pitch, it is down low on the changeup. 2-2. Three, 4, and 5 for Frank Gonzalez's Jackalopes. The 2-2 is swung on, grounded toward third. One big hop for Druick. He waits, he throws, it's in time, and Piotrowski again grounds out to third. 1 out in the 8th.
So Franzen comes in, having made his Ballers debut on Friday against Ogden, threw 2 hitless innings with a walk and 2 strikeouts in that one, hoping that the 23-year-old lefty from Phoenix can put together another scoreless performance today.
Be careful with Scavato. We've seen him go deep in this ballpark. He is 0 for 3 today. He is the designated hitter. Franzen's first pitch is a fastball above the zone at 93 miles an hour.
He went yard 3 times last year against Oakland. 288 hitter against the Ballers. 17 for 59. That's a lot of at-bats against the Ballers.
Tatum setting up low. And the pitch from Franzen is swung on and missed. 91 right past the bat of Scavato. He took a big swing as well. So Tatum into the ballgame. He'll bat second in Helmig's spot. Almanza returns to bat 5th. And Santos stays in the game, and right field will bat 8th. 1-1 to Scavato. The pitch on its way is a fastball off the plate at 93. Does he go? No, says Grant Myers at first. It's 2-1. Bases are empty in the top of the 8th. We're all tied up at 3 after the Ballers scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th. A Pat Monteith home run and a Darryl Buggs RBI single on the infield. Here comes a 2-1 from Franzen. Scavato flares that out of play. That'll, I think, reach the football field down the right field line. It's 2-2. Some good velo from Franzen today. The last 4 pitches, 93, 91, 93, and 92. Those are all the hardest thrown fastballs by lefties this season. 2-2 count to Scavato. Does he go soft now on him? The pitch on its way. It's swung on and missed. No. Put that 93 at the top of the zone and blow him away.
Like dust in the wind right there. Scavato gets blown by Franzen with the fastball for the strikeout, his first of the day.
Now Minzy, who is homered in this game, he will now bat from the right side against the lefty Franzen. First pitch on its way is swung on, hit out of play. It's strike 1, 92 from Franzen.
Interesting to bring in Franzen when you have righty-righty switch hitter due up, but I think part of the reason he might pitch past this inning, and he might be in there for Fernandez, really, who has been the kryptonite of the Ballers today.
The 0-1 on its way, a changeup that stays high to Minzy. A home run and then a pop-out to the first baseman Almanza and a strikeout. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. A 3-3 game from Oakland. Franzen to the plate, swung on and missed. 92 from Franzen. This is only his second appearance, but I think the arm is now warm. He comes set on the mound. Setting up away is Tatum. The 1-2 on its way. It's swung on and missed. 95 above the hands from Franzen. And he strikes out Minzy to end the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 3 on 860 AM, The Answer.
District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor coverers proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future one skilled trade at a time.
Druick, Harris, Almanza to face DeVito here in the 8th.
I like that. You like that?
Druick is 1 for 3. I like it.
Did my best Kirk Cousins impression right there.
I believe Kirk Cousins said that against the Niners.
Oh, I wouldn't have realized that.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the San Francisco 49ers. I know that my Raiders signed their punter to the longest contract ever. Anyway, Druick against DeVito. The first pitch is a fastball called for strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1.
Didn't like the call, Druick, but DeVito located that perfectly low inside corner.
1 for 3 today is Davis Druick. DeVito throws a fastball outside this time. It's 1-1. We are getting late in this ball game. We are tied at 3. DeVito set at the chest. Here's the pitch to the plate. It's outside for ball 2.
Crazy how this game script is flipped. Ballers now need to get 3 outs and score just 1. They have 6 outs to play with.
Set again is DeVito. Minzy setting up low and away. Here's the pitch. It is high and away. It's ball 3. My question is, who is the right-hander warming up in the bullpen? I know who that is, actually, without even needing my binoculars.
Yes, you do.
The 3-1. Swung on and missed, and Druick just tried to hit a 5-run home run. That's 3-2 now.
Just a heavy hack. I'd like to see the bat speed on that.
Full count pitch. DeVito fires, and Druick takes. Strike 3 called. He's going to challenge.
Ooh, it's a close pitch. I don't know about this one.
It's overturned to a ball. Great challenge from Druick.
Mike Blanchard shouldn't be too pressed about it. It was really close, but it did miss by about a half a baseball below the zone.
A definite ball, not even necessary to get the microscope out. You can see a good inch or two. Now Harris. How small might Aaron Miles play this? Druick is on first. He has some speed. The third baseman, Fernandez, is in on the grass. The pitch to Harris. He will take a breaking ball in the dirt. It's 1-0.
Normally you'd never consider having your cleanup guy bunt, but Harris has grounded out to short all 3 times today.
I think you're right. That's good recognition from Druick, who took a fastball beneath the zone. There's a pitch on its way. The next pitch outside as well. Harris thought about a swing there. Now it's 2-0.
Oh, we've got the ball 5 chant. What are we in, College Station?
We're at ball 7 now, apparently. It's not in a row, but it is 2-0 to Harris. It's off the glove of Minzy. It's past him. That's a pass ball. It's 3-0. It was above the zone. And Druick's to second.
Crowd is, let's call them small but mighty tonight.
It's always a good crowd in Oakland.
Yeah.
By the way, tonight, 1,311 on this Tuesday evening. Harris to try to give the Ballers the lead. He takes a strike at the bottom of the zone, 3-1.
And look, take out the bunt out of the equation. Right here, Danny Harris is trying to hit one. Ideally right side. You want to hit behind the runner, and then he's trying to score him, no doubt.
3-1 the count. DeVito throws, and Harris fouls it back. That was a challenge fastball at 90, about belt high.
Swung out of his shoes there. He'll control the barrel a little bit more on this swing. At least he would hope he can.
Druick at second. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. A tie ball game at 3. The pitch, Harris pops it up, and again out of play.
Just got to do something productive here if you're Harris. He has been good at that. He had a game-tying sac fly in the 9th inning of Tuesday's game that helped the Ballers to win it in the knockout round.
I think you're right. When this at-bat ends, Druick must at least be at third base.
That's the goal.
DeVito ready again. The 3-2 to Harris. He swings. It's a ground ball down the first base line. Foul to the right of the bag.
Did exactly what he was supposed to. Hit the ball on the ground, right side. Unfortunately for him, it rolled foul. If that stays fair, that's almost best case scenario. Of course, we all know what best case scenario is.
We'll go to another 3-2. DeVito is facing his 4th batter of the game. He got out of the 7th. The 3-2 is swung on. That's sharply hit foul, well out of this stadium and onto the football field.
That's a good swing, good at bat from Harris. This will be pitch 9. He did miss a middle fastball there at 91.
He's grounded out to the shortstop 3 times tonight.
And that's okay here. He's just, again, got to hit it close to second base so that Druick can advance.
The 3-2 again. The pitch on its way. It's hit to left field. This is falling. It's down. And this is going to give the Ballers the lead. The throw into second is not in time. Danny Harris doubles in Druick. And the Ballers lead by 1.
What a clutch hit there from Danny Harris. That is what it takes from the cleanup spot. He had grounded out to short all 3 times today, Tyler, and comes through with that hit into left field. Ballers lead for the first time since the first inning.
Sullivan continues to work. To at least toss, I'll say that much. He's not properly warming up. Here comes Frank Gonzalez.
That was a 9-pitch at bat from Harris that he won.
And take a look at the location of that pitch. A breaking ball right down the middle of the zone. Talk about staying back. He saw 2 fastballs in 91 and then hung in on 81. I am actually very interested to see whether or not Franzen does stay in to face Fernandez now.
It's a tough, I think it depends on what happens here.
Almanza. He is 1 for 2 today.
Actually, I don't even think there's really action in the Ballers bullpen.
DeVito's first pitch to Almanza is taken for a called strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. 4-3 Oakland. They've scored 3 runs in the last 2 innings. DeVito throws, and Almanza takes a big cut and a miss. There's the changeup.
Frank Gonzalez has to be scratching his head here. This is a guy who had one of the best bullpens in the league last year in NOCO, but they've blown 2 late leads already this season through 7 games.
Minzy setting up high and away. Here's the pitch. Almanza swings and hits it out of play. 92, he missed his spot. It was at the bottom of the zone, but some of the highest velocity we have seen today from DeVito.
Good production from the spot in the order. Single in the 4th for Almanza. Home run for Monteith, pinch hitting in the 7th against a lefty.
Almanza, right field. Does the right fielder see it? Hits hit right to him. Tagging from second is Harris. The throw is a very good one to third, and Harris just does get in.
Strong throw from Pimentel, but Harris has enough speed to get there. Almanza broke the bat, but look, it's another productive at bat for the Ballers, and that allows Buford to drive in another run if he can get one to the outfield. He's so good at creating backspin. The infield's going to come in against him, but the outfield better be ready because he knows how to hit it out there.
1 out. The infield is in a 4-3 game that Oakland now leads. First pitch to Buford, a breaking ball too high. This is all thanks to the very smart challenge by Davis Druick that led off the inning.
Just a very important play that won't appear in the box score.
1-0. A swing and a miss. Fastball above the zone. That was a little bit higher than the previous pitch.
Tell you what, it won't appear in the box score. It will appear in the game recap. I made sure to circle it.
Breaking ball hit to second, or to short rather, and that's the second out of the inning.
Buford so good at getting the ball in the air, just couldn't there and just bounced it right to the shortstop Nunez.
Marcus Titialii now to try to pad this lead for Oakland. Connor Sullivan is now properly warming again. 2 outs, a runner at third in a 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Titialii is 0 for 2 today with a walk. The first pitch, fastball is down low in the dirt.
He gave the Ballers some insurance the other day. It was the 8th inning, just like it is now on Friday when he hit a grand slam. That, of course, it was in a 16-1 game.
DeVito throws, and Titialii takes a slider off the plate, 2-0. On deck is Isai Santos, a left-handed hitter. This is DeVito's game. No one warming for Grand Junction. Pitch on its way, breaking ball down low again, 3-0. And I think Titialii can be very picky here, but he can be aggressive. If he gets a fastball center cut, he'll take a big hack. The 3-0 is a fastball called strike at the top of the zone. Three and 1. Titialii ready. DeVito throws, and that fastball is a called strike 2. He's now taken 2 fastballs.
That's a good pitch. Outer paint from DeVito.
3 sliders, 3 balls, or 3 breaking balls, 3 balls. 2 fastballs, 2 strikes. The 3-2. On its way, it swung on and fouled away. A late emergency hack there on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And Marcus stays alive.
Seems like Titialii was sitting breaking ball there the way he reacted to the fastball.
Absolutely.
Still able to fight it off. I would have been, I think, anticipating breaking ball there too, with the fact that he had just seen back-to-back fastballs.
The 3-2. Minzy sets up inside. Here it comes. It's swung on. It's popped up. This might be playable. Dosco doesn't see it. Does DeVito see it? Not quite. And it drops about 5 feet from both the first baseman and the pitcher.
About 5 feet from the Ballers' dugout. That was a perfectly placed foul ball, I guess, from Titialii.
No play there. It was a fastball right down the middle.
Just missed it.
Three, 2. Again, a lot of full count pitches in this inning. DeVito coming set. Leading from third is Harris. And the payoff on its way. Titialii takes below the zone. Does he swing? Yes, says the first base umpire, Grant Myers. And the inning is over. The Ballers have the lead. It's an RBI double by Danny Harris. 4-3 as we head to the top of the 9th on 860 AM. The Answer. Bottom of the ninth. It's the first time this year that Oakland top of the ninth. It's the first time this year that Oakland enters in a save situation, and they bring on the right-hander, Connor Sullivan. 2 appearances, he's allowed a run, 2 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. He replaces Caleb Franzen,
who was excellent. Franzen, who his first time out had a hitless 2-inning performance, does not allow a hit in the 8th tonight and strikes out 2, retiring Grand Junction in order. And Franzen now can be the winning pitcher, picking up his first Ballers win.
It took a while for Sully to get his first professional save in 2024, but he'll have a chance here in only the second series to get his first save of 2025. Fernandez, who's homered in this game, then Ponce, I should say, and Dosco. Sullivan ready. And his first pitch to Fernandez is a fastball up and in. It's 1-0.
Well, Fernandez is feeling a little PTSD there after getting hit in the 4th inning by Zach St. Pierre.
Sullivan, who strikes a thin but opposing figure on the mound with the next pitch. It's a called strike on the outside. One and one. Into the windup. Here's the next one. It's swung on, grounded at the plate. It's another changeup from Sully, and it's 1-2. Now, the Jackalopes may not have ever seen him, but Frank Gonzalez sure has. So the scouting report on Connor Sullivan is available tonight. The 1-2 on its way to Fernandez. It's a ground ball. A big hop over to Harris, who stumbles. His throw to first is still in time. A ground out for the first out of the ninth.
An invisible basketball player just crossed over Danny Harris. That had to explain the slip right there. No, Turf Monster got him out in the 3-4 hole, but credit to Danny Harris for collecting himself and making a good throw.
Here is a pinch hitter. This is Kendall Foster, who is one of the 3 members coming into today with a home run. So Foster will hit for Ponce. Sullivan from the windup. His first pitch on its way is a slider high for ball 1. Foster batting 300, 6 hits and 20 at-bats. He's doubled, homered, and driven in 3 in that first series. The next pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Fastball at the top of the zone. It's 1-1.
Made his pro debut with the Sioux Falls, thank you, Canaries last summer. 4 for 27 at the plate, 148. But yeah, good start to this season. 6 for 20, double, home run, 3 RBI.
Bases are empty in the top of the ninth. Ballers 2 outs away from their 4th victory of the year. It's a 4-3 ball game. The center fielder, Bugs, is shading toward left center. Sullivan works from the windup. Tatum setting up low. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed. It was a fastball above the zone at 90, and it's 1-2. Sullivan ready already. Foster into the box, bat on his shoulder. And now the 1-2 on its way. Here's the pitch. It's swung on, it's popped up. This will be behind and out of play. It'll stay a 1-2 count. The Ballers were above 500 for 2 days. Once on opening day and once after Saturday night. That was 1 game above 500. They're looking to have it be a 3rd day here. The 1-2 on its way, fastball high and in. At 91 that time from Sullivan.
And finally, a close game for the Ballers. Get to employ Sully how they really want to as a true closer.
The 2-2 on its way now. The pitch on its way is a high, deep drive down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. And that ball is foul. Whoa!
I am not sure how it got foul, but Grant Myers, had that half swing call to get the Ballers in the 8th.
Here's the next pitch. The 2-2 on its way, and it swung on and fouled away. That was 40 feet beyond the right field line. That was out of the ballpark. Foster just did not straighten that out in time. 102 off the bat. It's still 2-2. It's a fastball right down the middle. The next one is a foul ball sharply hit down the right field line again. They're sticking. Well, the last two pitches have been off speed, but they're sticking in the middle of the zone right now. Sullivan's got to get something either above the hands or below the zone. 2-2. Again, the pitch is strike 3 called. He threw a fastball right down the middle of the plate.
Foster was guessing something else that time, and he paid the price. Sully 1 out away from a save after he was nearly a few feet away from blowing one.
And now a right-handed hitter that he can really start to use that slider on. E.J. Dosco. Dosco, a fly out, a strikeout, and a line out. The first pitch, a slider. Does he go? No, says Grant Myers at first. That was the good Sullivan slider. The 1-0 on the way. Slider. Does he go again? No appeal issued by the umpire. That's back-to-back sliders off the plate. That's how they want to attack Dosco. 3 challenges left for Oakland, by the way. The 2-0 to Dosco. Slider, that one's a strike. Grand Junction still has 1 challenge left as well.
I don't know why Dosco doesn't use it there.
Well, all 3 sliders were basically in the exact same spot. A 2-1 on its way. Another slider popped up. This could be it. Santos coming in. Harris underneath it. It's Harris that puts it away to end the ball game. The Ballers beat the Jackalopes in their first ever game against Grand Junction. A 4-3 final. Ballers are now 4-3 on the year. And tonight, an all-around team victory.
Pitching was great. Clutch hitting. Good defending. That's how you win ball games. Enough said.
Danny Harris with the late RBI double. I think I see Casey Pratt going to maybe grab him as our player of the game if I had to guess. And there is Harris. And we got G-Biz with us in the house tonight. A 4-3 final. All right, looks like they are just about in place. So we're going to send it down to the field where G-Biz is with Danny Harris.
Thanks, Tyler. We appreciate it. We are down here interviewing the player of the game, Daniel Harris the fourth. Man, hell of a game, my brother.
I appreciate it, big dog.
Man, so now, you know, the Ballers have a winning record. How you feel taking the first game in this series?
Oh, man, it's pretty big, bro. We're just going to keep the momentum rolling and try to keep winning.
Man, how did you feel as I'm sitting in the stands watching you get that second? I mean, the game was on the line, man. You drove a couple runs in. You was doing big.
Hey, man, you just got to keep going. I was 0 for 3 today. You just got to keep going. You never know.
So after this, where we going? How we keeping this momentum rolling?
Oh, man, everybody just going to be on all cylinders. All the boys playing great right now. We're just going to keep it rolling. We're going to have fun.
We appreciate you, big dog. All right, my brother. Right on. Ballers fans, let's clap it up for this win.
Thanks, G-Biz. We'll take a break. We'll come back on 860 AM, The Answer.
Hey, Ballers fans, leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the Greater Bay Area. With honest, dependable service, Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready in the pen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us.
Thank you, Nevada. A 4-3 victory for the Oakland Ballers tonight. It was an all-around team win. This felt more like what we are used to here at Raimondi Park. 7 runs between both teams, not 7 runs for each team like we saw in that first series. But the Ballers have a winning record for the 3rd time this season already. Here are your totals on the night. For the Grand Junction Jackalopes, it was 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. For Oakland, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error as well. The win in relief went to Caleb Franzen, who was electric out of the pen. A 1-2-3 8th inning in which he struck out 2 batters, swinging Scavato and Minzy. The last fastball to Minzy was 95 above the hands to blow him away. He gets the win. The loss goes to Zach DeVito in relief, who did a good job of getting out of the 7th inning, but just could not put it together in the 8th. Walked the first hitter. A pass ball allowed Druitt to get to second, and Harris, with the big hit, our player of the game, drove him in. DeVito takes the loss. The save to Connor Sullivan, and like we said about Connor Richardson earlier, these are the kind of outings we have come to expect from Sully. 3 up, 3 down, ground out, strikeout looking, and pop outs. He gets his first save of the year, and the first save for the Oakland this year in their first save opportunity. Time of the game, just 2 hours and 17 minutes in front of 1,311 folks. And all in all, let's take this from the start and the starters. Zach St. Pierre today, a great bounce-back start. He always seemed to give Oakland a chance to win last year.
Yeah. He was back to his old self. You saw first time out for him, day 2 of the season. He didn't have it. 2 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs. Only 1 was earned. But today, I mean, even the strikeouts were down then. And the strikeouts today for St. Pierre up a little bit, up to 4. The hits down to 4. The walks down to 1. And only 3 earned runs allowed. Zach St. Pierre was himself. And look, he's a pitcher who usually is not going to absolutely dominate because he doesn't have that, crazy stuff. But he is a pitcher who's going to give you a chance to win.
It was really good work. You look at the 4 hits they had. They all came against St. Pierre, then 3 hitless innings by the bullpen. That's what we used to see in those final weeks of the season from this staff. And then the big hits, a couple home runs, or at least, sorry, 1 home run for the Ballers. That came off the bat of Pat Monteith. But some good situational hitting. Harris knocked a man in the 1st and the 8th. 2 RBI for him today. You got to give him a pat on the back. And Darryl Buggs as well, who was a late addition after a scratch to Michael O'Hara. He also had an RBI single in the 7th. So all in all, a nice start to the series. Really good work from Grand Junction's pitching staff as well. Each pitcher only allowing a single run.
Yep. Unfortunately for them, the starter going 5 2/3 allowed 1 run, but the bullpen, each of them combined to allow 3 runs, each of them allowing 1 run. And you got to have someone post a 0, and that just didn't happen for them today. Zach DeVito does have the tough luck loss, but it's Schamer who really put them into a tough situation in the 7th, blowing the lead.
A quick look around the Pioneer League scoreboard. Everyone's still in play. Ogden losing to Yuba Sutter at home, 14-7 in the bottom of the 9th. Boise, a 14-9 lead in the bottom of the 7th in Great Falls. Glacier, an 8-6 lead in Missoula in the top of the 8th. And Idaho Falls, a 13-10 lead in the top of the 9th in their home opener. We finished before all the mountain teams.
Nicely done. And in Major League Baseball, not a great day for the Bay Area teams, or at least current and 1 former. Astros beating the A's 11-1. Giants falling in Detroit 3-1. And then the game's still going right now. Yankees lead the Angels 3-0, top of the 9th. Top of the 8th, it's the Pirates and Diamondbacks tied at 6. Mid-7, Marlins 6, Padres 7 in San Diego. And maybe the most interesting series, Dodgers beat the Guardians today 9-5 in Cleveland.
Well, we'll have a 6:35 start for you tomorrow as well. I'd like to thank Chris back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. I'd like to thank Bryce if he's still with us. Let's get a little shake of the mouse there, Bryce, so we know you're still with us. There he is. Thank you so much for putting us on the air as well. I'm Tyler. I want to thank Nevada Cullen, my assistant as well, and Ben for putting us on YouTube. Final score of tonight's game, the Ballers beats the Jackalopes 4-3. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 pack time. Until then, have a good rest of your Tuesday evening.